everybody. Welcome to the Trucking Tower podcast and this Expert Insight Sales segment. I'm excited to be joined today by Colin Looney. How are you doing today, Colin?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for coming on with me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You know, to give a little intro for Colin, he started his career as a truck driver and a supply officer with the United States Marine Corps, and he's now a regional sales manager for Diamond Line Delivery Systems. First of all, I want to thank you for your military service.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, and just kind of kick things off here. Where were you? What happened? What inspired you to do what you do today?
Oh, yeah. So I was finishing up my time on active duty. I was in San Diego at the recruit depot down there. I was the depot supply officer. And I knew I wanted to leave the Marine Corps. And so I started getting my resume out there. And one of my uncles in Boise gave my resume to a gentleman named Calvin Fillmore, who started Diamond Line in 2001. And I got to meet him on a hunting trip and kind of hit it off from there. I knew when I got out of the Marine Corps, I wanted to do sales, and I knew I wanted to sell the best product. So I didn't particularly care where I went, but it turns out Diamond Line is a great fit for me because I had a background in logistics. I've driven trucks, so I know how it feels to be a trucker when somebody cuts you off on the freeway. And I wanted to work somewhere that gave me a stake in the ownership of the company. So that turned out to be really awesome because we're employee owned. So the drivers own the company, the dock workers own the company, I own the company, and our president owns the company. So in comes Diamond Line, and people come to us because they hate dealing with damage claims. They're tired of their freight not being picked up and delivered on time, and they're really just tired of dealing with those unprofessional drivers. And another thing is, our employees come to us because they love to work hard and they want to have that financial security that comes with owning a piece of the company that they work for. And so that's a little bit about Diamond Line. It's a tremendous organization.
Very good. Sounds like a great place to be.
Awesome.
Throughout your career, just for some tips for success, pitfalls to avoid, what are some of the top 2 or 3 mistakes that you would say would be helpful for people to avoid?
Well, I'd say the first thing is waiting to build your network. You never want to stop networking or pass up an opportunity to meet people and help other people out the best you can. The other thing, a big thing I learned in the Marine Corps is you never want to keep information to yourself. You never want to be, holding the hot potato. You want to pass information to make sure that your organization knows what you're doing, especially as a sales rep. You don't want to do things without operations knowing about it. And then with your customers, the more you can pass information to them, the happier they'll be. Especially lately with how logistics in general is going, the better you can communicate and temper expectations, the happier folks will be. And I think they're pretty understanding if you give people fair notice of any issues that are coming down the pipe. And then the last thing that I think a lot of people do, whether it's in sales or just your life in general, is they stop learning. They stop gaining information. They stop training. And they get comfortable where they're at. Or if you're a sales rep and you're comfortable with the amount of revenue that you're bringing in, that's not okay. That's not our job as sales reps. You need to constantly improve. I'm sure you've met a lot of people who know everything, and they're typically the people who aren't very smart. That's the people that you can't teach that really plateau. And so I would always encourage people to continue to learn and grow and accept the fact that we really don't know everything, and we need to get better in whether it's sales or your personal life or any other goals that you have.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I'm always researching and trying to find out the next best way to do whatever it is with the company. And so it's extremely helpful to stay on top. Things are changing all the time, So, on the flip side of that, what is the top 2 or 3 success secrets that others can model from based on your experiences?
Continuing to learn, read, train, hire a sales coach. I did, and it's been awesome. Jason Kaywood out here has been a tremendous help for me. And I didn't realize this, but I would get a lot of personal benefit in my personal life just from his training. The next thing I would say is always do the right thing and do it for the right reason. Don't do it because, somebody's watching or you think your boss will get mad if you don't. Just be a person of integrity and do the right thing. It makes things so much easier. You can sleep at night. You don't get that anxiety from knowing that you didn't do something as well as you could have or the way that you should have. So always do the right thing. And then, make other people feel important. I think that is really the key to success when dealing with other people is people want to be heard. They want to be acknowledged, and making somebody feel important just really goes a long way, and it can impact them in ways that you don't even expect.
Absolutely. I heard one time, the number one thing that we all as human beings need is to feel appreciated.
Right.
And I believe that to be true, more so than all the material things that you might think about, but that's the number one thing that we need. So, so what are you guys working on, and how can we support you?
Well, we always love referrals, right? I always ask for a referral anywhere I go, and because that's an opportunity to help somebody that needs help. And then, we're always looking for drivers and experienced operations people and sales reps. Helping us grow probably the number one thing I could ask for.
Certainly. Yeah, I make quite a few referrals every week, and the same thing happens for me. And the network is so important. Your network is it's key. It
is. I love referrals. I love giving referrals as well. That's another big thing I've learned over the last year. Giving referrals is great.
Yeah, it's amazing what doors will open when you network. It's really cool. What would you say about your guest experience booking and coming onto the show?
Well, it was really fun. Very, very low pressure, and I'm super grateful for the opportunity. I really appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have had you on with me. Your military service, and then what you're doing now. I love sales and marketing, so I love talking sales.
Yeah, it's fun. It's an endless discussion, right? There's so many things to learn from everybody.
There is, absolutely. I'm learning things every month, seriously, still, after 20 some odd years. So what would you say as a final word of advice for others out there?
Well, so first, again, I'm super grateful for the opportunity to be on here. The last thing I'd like to say is please find a way to give back to your community, whether it's financially or with your time. There's a ton of people out there who need help for all kinds of various reasons. So please find a reputable charity to donate to, whether it's financially or with your time.
Totally agree. In fact, we have a giving area on our website at truckingtower.com. I totally agree with you on that. And another thing that happens is it's amazing the people that you meet and the doors that are opened that you could have never imagined if you hadn't gotten involved. It's crazy how it works, but that's the way it works.
Absolutely. And, I think it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you coming on with me, Colin. It's been really fun talking with you both offline and here on the interview. So thanks for coming on with me.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Andy.
You bet. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Trucking Tower podcast. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.